Every 40 seconds, someone in America suffers a stroke. It's a staggering statistic that paints a haunting picture of just how common and dangerous this condition truly is. For many, the word stroke carries a distant, almost abstract meaning, something that happens to other people, often much older, perhaps already ill. But the truth is far more unsettling. Stroke risk doesn't always announce itself with pain or warning signs. It creeps in quietly, often striking those who least expect it. And the most shocking part? 80% of strokes could be prevented with simple, consistent changes in daily routine, especially the way we begin our mornings. Richard was the kind of man you might envy for his health. In his early 50s, he was active, disciplined, and always punctual with his yearly checkups. His blood pressure was fine, cholesterol levels well managed, and he never missed his evening jogs. To friends and family, he was the picture of vitality. But one ordinary Tuesday morning, something felt off. He fumbled with his coffee cup, noticed a numbness creeping into his left arm, and when he tried to speak, the words came out slurred and disjointed. Within minutes, Richard's life changed. By the time he reached the hospital, a stroke had already done its damage. As he lay in his hospital bed days later, trying to piece together how this could have happened, his neurologist, Dr. Hansen, offered a revelation that left him stunned. His stroke, though sudden in appearance, had been building in silence, and it was preventable. Not with expensive medication or invasive procedures, but with small daily habits that most people overlook. Richard listened closely as Dr. Hansen explained how the body operates under the surface each morning, how blood viscosity, stress hormones, and circulation can either align in harmony or conspire to create the perfect storm. The difference, she told him, often lies in what a person does during the first hour after waking. For Richard, it was a bitter pill to swallow. He had done everything right, or so he thought, but he had ignored what he now saw as the foundation of daily health. The power of hydration upon waking, the importance of gently moving the body to awaken circulation, the benefits of a nourishing breakfast to stabilize internal systems, the simple magic of pausing to breathe and reset the mind, the protective nature of restful sleep, and the value of stepping outside to move the body and absorb morning light. These weren't new age trends, they were ancient truths backed by science, and in Richard's case, they could have saved him. Determined to turn his experience into purpose, Richard made a vow in that hospital bed. If he had been unaware of these morning essentials, then surely others were too. He began sharing his story, first with friends, then with support groups, and eventually through talks and online platforms. His message was simple but urgent. Don't wait for disaster to force change. Prevention is not a concept for the elderly or the sick. It's a daily commitment for anyone who wants to live long and well. He often said that the greatest tragedy wasn't his stroke, but the fact that it could have been so easily avoided. This chapter is more than a recounting of Richard's journey. It is a call to awareness, a gentle nudge to rethink how we start our days. The truth is, most people will never see a stroke coming, but by the time it arrives, it may be too late. There is power in knowledge, and even greater power in applying that knowledge to small, consistent actions. Richard's life was forever changed, but yours doesn't have to be. Let his story be the beginning of your prevention, not your recovery. Long before symptoms appear, the seeds of a stroke are quietly sown in the routines we overlook, especially the way we start our mornings. Neurologists, the very experts who treat strokes daily, understand this intimately. Their personal habits often reflect years of research and first-hand encounters with patients whose mornings held clues to disasters that might have been prevented. What they do upon waking isn't dramatic or time-consuming, but it's deliberate and profoundly protective. The following habits, when practiced consistently, can radically reduce stroke risk and strengthen the brain's resilience. The first of these is hydration. Not just any hydration, but a precise, purposeful action within minutes of waking. As we sleep, the body enters a mild state of dehydration. Blood thickens slightly, circulation slows, and the risk of clot formation quietly increases, especially in those with underlying vulnerabilities. Neurologists begin their day with 16 ounces of room-temperature water, often with a slice of lemon. The lemon not only adds a burst of flavor but helps alkalize the body and stimulates gentle digestion. This act alone flushes toxins, rehydrates vital tissues, and most importantly, thins the blood, reducing the conditions under which a clot could form and travel to the brain. Next comes movement, but not the kind that breaks a sweat. It's subtle, even graceful, and takes no more than 60 seconds. This reset involves rotating the neck, tilting the head side to side, rolling the shoulders, and gently stretching the upper back. These actions reawaken circulation, particularly to the brain and spine, areas where even a small blockage can prove devastating. Blood flow to the brain is critical in the early hours when the body transitions from rest to activity, and these gentle movements signal the vascular system to open up and flow freely. Then comes nourishment, not the heavy, sugar-laden breakfasts that dominate modern tables, but something neurologists swear by: a brain-boosting, anti-inflammatory breakfast. This meal is built around ingredients that protect the arteries and calm the body's inflammatory responses. It typically includes healthy fats like avocado or a spoonful of chia seeds soaked overnight, fiber from oats or whole grains, a protein source such as eggs or Greek yogurt, and antioxidant-rich berries like blueberries or raspberries. These foods, combined in balanced portions, help stabilize blood sugar and cholesterol while feeding the brain the nutrients it craves after a long night of fasting. The focus here isn't on restriction, it's about providing fuel that protects rather than inflames. Perhaps one of the most overlooked yet crucial habits is checking blood pressure in the morning. Blood pressure has a natural rhythm, rising sharply within the first hour after waking, a phenomenon known as the morning surge. For people with undiagnosed hypertension or those at risk, this surge can push levels into dangerous territory, creating the perfect conditions for a stroke. Neurologists often recommend using an automatic blood pressure monitor at home. This quick check gives a snapshot of vascular health and, when recorded over days, can reveal patterns that might otherwise go unnoticed until it's too late. It's a simple practice that empowers individuals to catch a silent threat before it turns into an emergency. These habits, though small, are the pillars of a neurologist's own prevention strategy. They represent the quiet discipline of those who have seen the cost of neglect too many times. What they know and now share is that the body whispers long before it screams. By tuning in and responding each morning with care, we can rewrite the odds, protect the brain, and live with greater clarity, energy, and peace of mind. As the morning unfolds, there are still a few more steps neurologists swear by, simple, science-backed additions that further strengthen the brain's defenses. These final two habits take almost no time but deliver profound benefits when performed consistently. They are not flashy or strenuous, but they work quietly behind the scenes, optimizing brain health at the very start of each day. The fifth habit is a 30-second breathing exercise. This isn't just for relaxation. It's a strategic technique designed to increase oxygen delivery to the brain, lower inflammation, and regulate blood pressure. Upon waking, neurologists practice a slow inhale through the nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4, then exhale gently through the mouth for 6. This rhythmic breathing calms the nervous system and stimulates nitric oxide production, which helps expand blood vessels and promote smooth blood flow through the brain's intricate arterial network. Just 30 seconds of focused breathing can reset the day's internal chemistry, providing clarity, calm, and a powerful shield against the subtle triggers of stroke. The sixth and final habit centers on morning supplementation. While food forms the foundation of brain health, neurologists often support their diet with targeted supplements that reinforce vascular and cognitive resilience. A combination of omega-3 fish oil, CoQ10, curcumin, and magnesium is frequently recommended. Omega-3s reduce plaque buildup in arteries and support neuronal function. CoQ10, a powerful antioxidant, aids in cellular energy production and protects against oxidative damage. Curcumin, the active ingredient in turmeric, combats inflammation and improves blood vessel integrity. Magnesium, essential for nerve and muscle function, also plays a role in maintaining stable blood pressure. To improve absorption, neurologists advise taking these supplements with a healthy fat source, such as avocado, nuts, or a small amount of olive oil, as part of breakfast. Together, these 6 habits form a routine that doesn't just fill the morning, it fortifies it. From the moment the eyes open to the first steps out of bed, every action builds a shield around the brain. This routine is not about adding stress or complication to life. It's about returning to a rhythm of care, intention, and protection. Stroke doesn't give warnings. It arrives quietly, often in the spaces where prevention was neglected. But by practicing these habits, the chances of such a crisis diminish dramatically. The conclusion is clear. These simple practices are not optional luxuries. They are lifelines. They offer a path toward independence, clarity, and a life untouched by the devastation of stroke. The best time to begin them was yesterday. The second best time is now.